Life and Listings podcast. I have Brad here. Hey, Brad, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Jennifer. I appreciate it. I'm really excited to be here today.
Well, tell all of our listeners a little bit about yourself, your brokerage, where you serve. They'd love to meet you.
Yeah. So I'm located in Silicon Valley, and for those of you that don't know where that is, it's in the shadow of Google and Apple and Facebook and Netflix. It's right in the South Francisco Bay Area, encompassing Santa Clara County. The largest city that everyone would know would be the city of San Jose, the tech capital of Silicon Valley. So that's where we're located. I operate a brokerage. I'm crazy enough to be a franchise owner of NextHome and operate NextHome Lifestyles here in San Jose. I've been in business going on 21 years this year, actually. I can't believe it, right? Yeah, my hair is almost 100% white now. It continues to gray every year. I don't know why, being in real estate, it has that effect on you.
I've got some coming in right here.
That's right. You can't be in real estate and not have gray hair. I mean, it's bound to happen, but it's okay. It symbolizes our passion and our struggles and everything else for being in this crazy business. But I operate the office. We have an office of approximately 15 to 20 agents. I also run a small sales team. So not only am I doing the operations as the broker and the manager of the business, but also running sales and a sales team at the same time. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
Amazing. I mean, we're happy to have you here today. I met Brad, it hasn't even been a year yet. It's been a few months, and it's been just awesome to hear like what he does with his brokerage. And I just couldn't wait to have him on here to share. So one of the things that came just top of mind, when we were having you on here, we were figuring out what little tidbit of your knowledge you were going to share was what tips can we give other broker owners or team leads when they're trying to decide what they're going to offer their agents?
Yeah, I mean, that's an excellent question. I know it's been a struggle for myself to figure that out as well. It's kind of, as the market changes, you have to really evaluate what's important to you and how your value proposition to agents, how you want that to stand out against what everyone else is doing. And for me personally, I kind of saw an opportunity to get back to what I've always considered to be very important for a real estate agent's business, which is an overall improvement in their skills and their training. I think that over the pandemic years, we all got used to getting leads, and
I feel like business was handed to them, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Correct. So during the pandemic year, exactly, agents were accustomed to getting a lot of leads and not having to work too hard to convert those leads. We're just not in that same market anymore. I would argue and say that in the current market, if you're unable to provide your client, a home buyer or seller, with the confidence to make a buy or sell decision, it's going to be really difficult for you, because that's what the majority of buyers and sellers in this market are lacking right now. They really need someone to be there to help them overcome those objections and those struggles. And that's where I think today's real estate professional can stand out and really become successful if they can master how to help them overcome those challenges.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense. And how are you as a broker really helping them to do that? Because you do so many different things for your agents. I really want to shed light on that. How are you helping your agents get educated, educate their clients? And then you do a lot with their marketing and education as well.
So yeah, we provide a lot of support from the hands-on training to marketing coordination, agent brand development. I have transaction management, transaction support, of course, the administrative and operations support as well, to help with onboarding or help with other technology issues that'll pop up here or there. So the goal that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to alleviate an agent from having to do too much of the administrative process. Over my own experience of becoming a top producer, one of the most important things that I was able to learn is learn how to scale or find the support to take on the majority of those administrative duties that we face on a day-to-day business operation so that we can do the lead generating activities, so that we can be in front of our clients, right? Because if we're not showing properties or writing offers, negotiating contracts, doing listing presentations, doing prospecting, making our phone calls, just having conversations about real estate, then we're really not hitting the key tasks that we should be doing that really grow our business. So with all that being said, it's really taking those admin tasks off the agent's back and then providing the opportunity to train and get the good knowledge, right? The good skills, really focus on helping them develop, what is your listing presentation? How do you really differentiate yourself from every other agent that your clients are interviewing? What is it to make a compelling listing presentation to a seller? And the same thing on the buyer side, right? Especially now with all the buyer broker litigation that's been going on, we're faced with new challenges in the industry. And the biggest one is, how do we articulate our value proposition to a home buyer when over the past we kind of got spoiled and lazy? The fact that we didn't have to explain it because our compensation was already being provided through the multiple listing service, right? That offer of co-broker compensation. Well, now that's, definitely look like, and it's going to change. So we need to get back into explaining to our clients what we actually do for them, and that we're more than just someone who opens a door, shows a property, and writes an offer. And I think that goes back again to that whole confidence, right? Providing confidence to your client. Can you really help them overcome the challenges that stand in their way when they're making a decision about buying? And I know it's hard in different parts of the country to relate to our sales prices out here in Silicon Valley, where the average home price is, $1.5 million.
Yeah.
But that is a huge challenge. I mean, even with our high-tech employees that are earning these pretty huge salaries with a lot of stock benefits, it's still extremely intimidating to think, am I really spending this much money on a house, on real estate, and having this much debt over 30 years? So that kind of, again, goes into the agent's responsibility and our ability, period, to really help them overcome feeling that, intimidation that they might have for getting into the market out here.
I love that. So you're providing support to take the weight off of the agents. So then in turn, they can become more educated, better negotiators, and they can work on all the things that are truly important to be a real estate agent, rather than focusing on, I think a lot of us go deep into like our branding and our marketing and stuff like that, where all of a sudden you lose 6 months. We were kind of talking about this earlier, like you've just lost the last 6 months working on your business, right? Working in it rather than actually going out and making sales. So I love that you're kind of differentiating yourself in that regard. And so for an agent or a brokerage that's just starting, they might not have all the support that you could offer. So where would you recommend they start?
Again, that's a really good question. I guess looking back into where I started, I think, again, it all boils down to best understanding how to become more efficient, right? So the first step is, what are those lowest tasks within your business operation that you can get off your plate and work up from there.
Yeah.
So one of the very first administrative staff that I had on salary here was an office manager / an administrative assistant. And they would just handle, basic billing and technology and just really, really basic business operations. And then we scaled that up into transaction management, where we had someone helping to handle the files, right? Because the most important thing I wanted is, again, to focus on keeping the agents engaged with their clients and provide them the ability to focus on, again, what's important versus chasing down paperwork or uploading documents to, a cloud storage device or a transaction management system. To me, an agent should be spending their time doing way more valuable tasks than sitting there trying to figure out, hey, how do I save this as a PDF and then, email it or upload it to this one this one technology provider, right?
Yep. Yep. I mean, I totally feel that, because I feel like there's so many times that when we're running a brokerage or a team, a big chunk of our time is just coordinating with the agent for them to do like some techie type things, where I really would have rather than been out on a listing appointment, right? So I love that you're kind of taking that off their plate. So I want to pivot, because this is another, section I just want to touch on with you. You're super involved in like the real estate community and Next Home and speaking and coaching. You're doing all the things. And I want to ask, like, how is that affecting your business? Like, are you seeing a return, or why are you doing it? I'd love to hear that from you.
So, I mean, that, again, another great question. You're full of great questions today. I guess you should be if you read your own podcast, right? So what's my why? Why am I deciding to spend all this time and energy into helping others become more professional or help them achieve their goals, right? And number one, I really do enjoy that. I mean, again, going on 21 years in the industry, part of the reason why I've stuck around so long is, number one, I really enjoy talking to people and communicating. But number two, it's extremely gratifying when you can make such a big difference in someone's life, right? And, any agent should be able to relate to this, because when you're helping that first-time home buyer buy a property, and they're the first ones in their entire family that become homeowners, they just build that generational wealth. And then fast forward 10 years down the road, and you're helping them sell, their first or second home, and you're helping them buy their third or fourth, and an investment property too. And it's like, oh my goodness, if I wasn't involved in that transaction so long ago to help them overcome those challenges that they were facing, they would never be in this position right now. Mm-hmm. So rolling that over into helping agents is the same way, right? Because we're able to really help them understand, I guess, how to set their business up the right way and what to focus on. So again, we can help them increase their likeliness to be successful. And through Next Home's coaching program, the Academy, get to do that on a national scale and really fine tune the training and the support that, again, I have a belief that's made me successful and made me more efficient in what I've done before. And then being involved in that entire ecosystem with the other coaches as well is pretty incredible, because, we're all very high performing, very sharp individuals. So I kind of, joke around. It's like, sharp objects sharpen each other. So the same thing when the coaches are together and we're creating all this content, we create it, for the Academy. So it really helps us level up our own, coaching and programs that we have. So I find that it correlates really well with what I'm doing here locally, especially as we're shifting into that market where, again, it's skills based, and we really need to help agents, figure out, why are you in the buyer and seller's transaction? What are you really there to do? And the only way we're going to do that is through helping them, again, figure that out through better skills training.
I mean, I love the, like, what is it? Knives sharpen knives, or it's so true on so many different levels, right? Like, even just through the podcast, I think is really fun. It's just learning from everybody that's sharing, I think, is so beneficial just for coaching, or even just as a broker owner. I'm sure you learn from your agents too. Just they ask a question, you're like, wow, I haven't thought of it like that. Like, I don't know. Amazing. So last question, superpower. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
So I'm kind of torn on this one, between the ability to teleport, because I think it'd be pretty incredible to work a really hard day and then instantaneously teleport to like a tropical beach, or teleport myself to the top of a local ski mountain so I can go for a run, or whatever it is, right? I think teleportation would be really cool. Or the ability to, I guess, stop or better manage my time, right? I know you're laughing at that. But again, I think efficiency, it's all about trying to become more efficient so that we can stick to the things of the highest value, highest return for us as individuals, whether we're the business owner, whether we're the agent. But the more we can focus on that, the more success we're going to find. And the more then we can get to enjoy life with our loved ones and enjoy doing the things that we have a passion to do, our hobbies, right? I mean, when's the last time you've talked to a real estate agent that actually had the ability to put time into a hobby? I can't remember that because our business is so crazy.
Most don't. I mean, most of our clients are like, they jokingly are like, do you have a hobby, Jennifer? Because I don't have a hobby. I mean, in all honesty, I used to have some more hobbies than I do now. I mean, I still do some stuff, but I laugh because it's such like a coaching business owner wish of a superpower, but it's totally true, right? Like if all of us could be super effective with our time or have more of it, we get to do more fun stuff, right? And isn't that the point of all the hard work that we're putting in?
Absolutely. It definitely is. At least someone really wise said that one time, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, well, Brad, it has been great having you on the podcast. If anyone wants to reach out to you, either just to learn more about coaching or NextHome or send you a buyer or seller referral, where's the best place for them to reach you?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can find my website, nexthomelifestyles.com. You can check out what we're doing on YouTube with videos, which is pretty cool, which is our handle just at nexthomelifestyles.com. You can shoot me an email directly, brad@nexthomelifestyles.com. And yeah, just look me up. One thing we also do through our marketing support is we make sure that our agents have really good branding across the internet. So I can say all you need to do is Google my name and real estate, and I should be popping up first. At least I better be, because I manage that and I audit and I make sure that that's the case. And if you haven't claimed your Google business profile, make sure you do that so that you know when someone does Google your name that you're going to pop up first. So do that, and you should find all my contact information and details.
I'm totally going to test that the second we get off and see if you are
should.
the first person.
And then let me know what those results are. And same for anyone out there who hears this, if I'm not the first result, you better let me know, because that means I'm not on top of it.
That's amazing. Well, thanks, Brad. Thanks for joining us today, and have a great day.
Awesome. You too. Thanks for inviting me as a guest on your podcast. It's been fun.
Bye.
Bye.